What does the Bible really say about hell? It's a topic that raises a lot of questions and sometimes even fear. Some think of it as a fiery place of endless suffering, while others wonder if it's just a metaphor. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at what the Bible actually teaches about hell. We'll explore the verses that describe it, talk about why it exists, and what it all means for us. Whether you're curious, confused, or just looking for answers, stick around as we break down this often misunderstood topic in a simple, clear way. Hell is a place of eternal punishment. You know, a lot of people wonder what happens after we die, and one topic that often comes up is hell. According to the Bible, hell is described as a place of eternal punishment, not just for a short while, but forever. Verses like Matthew 25:46 and Revelation 20:10 paint a pretty clear picture. It's a place where people who have rejected God and lived wicked lives face everlasting torment. It's not just physical pain, but spiritual separation from God, which is considered the worst part. It's kind of a heavy thing to think about, right? The Bible doesn't hold back on describing how serious hell is. The idea of being separated from God forever is a big deal. It shows how final the consequences of our choices are. Many people focus on the physical suffering, but the spiritual distance from God is just as important. It's meant to be a warning, a reminder of how critical it is to live righteously and follow God's path. The nature of hell, fire and darkness. When people talk about hell, one of the first images that comes to mind is fire and darkness. It's not a pleasant picture, but that's exactly how the Bible describes it. In Matthew 13:50, hell is called a furnace of fire, where people will experience weeping and gnashing of teeth. That sounds like serious pain and regret. It's a place of intense suffering, both physical and emotional, where people are left in complete despair. What's interesting is that hell is also described as a place of darkness. You might wonder, how can it be full of fire and still be dark? It seems to suggest more than just physical darkness. It's spiritual darkness, a total separation from God and His light. The fire represents punishment, and the darkness symbolizes the emptiness and isolation people feel. It's not just the pain that's frightening, but the loneliness and hopelessness of being cut off from anything good. The Bible uses these descriptions to warn us about the seriousness of our choices in life. Hell was created for Satan and his angels. You know, a lot of people might be surprised to learn that hell wasn't originally meant for humans. According to the Bible, hell was actually created for Satan and his angels after they rebelled against God. In Matthew 25:41, it says that hell was prepared for the devil and his angels. It wasn't supposed to be a place for people in the beginning. But things changed because of sin. When humans chose to turn away from God and follow their own path, they faced the same consequences. It wasn't part of the original plan for us to end up in hell, but because of sin, it became a possibility. It's kind of a sobering thought. Hell wasn't designed with us in mind, but it can still be the final destination for those who reject God. This shows just how serious sin is and how important it is to stay on the right path. God doesn't want anyone to end up there, but the choice ultimately comes down to how we live and what we believe. Conscious torment in hell. It's hard to even imagine, but the Bible talks about the torment in hell being something people are fully aware of. This isn't just some temporary punishment or something you sleep through. In Revelation 14:10-11, it describes the wicked being tormented with fire and brimstone, and it says the smoke of their torment goes on forever. That paints a picture of suffering that doesn't stop and is very much felt. What makes it even more intense is that the suffering is conscious. People know they're experiencing it. It's not like they're unaware or numb to it. It's ongoing, and there's no escape. The Bible really emphasizes that this is eternal, meaning it's not something that ends after a certain time. The fire, the pain, the separation, it all continues without relief. It's definitely a harsh reality to think about, but it's meant to make us understand the seriousness of rejecting God. The fact that this torment is conscious just adds another layer to the gravity of it all. It's a strong warning to consider how we live and who we follow. Hell as the second death. We often think of death as the end, but the Bible talks about something called the second death. It's mentioned in Revelation 20:14, where it explains that hell is the second death. But what does that mean exactly? It's not just about dying physically. It's about a spiritual death that's final and can't be undone. Those who aren't found in the book of life are cast into the lake of fire, which is described as this second death. The term second death is pretty serious because it means total separation from God. While physical death is something everyone faces, this second death is much more permanent and devastating. It's not just the end of the body, but the end of any connection to God, love, or hope. It's irreversible, and there's no coming back from it. This concept serves as a reminder that our choices in life matter. It's not just about this life, but what comes after. The second death shows us the importance of being spiritually alive, staying connected to God, and making sure our names are in the book of life. No escape from hell. A lot of people wonder if there's any way out of hell once someone is sent there. According to the Bible, though, once a person is condemned to hell, there's no escape. Hebrews 9:27 says that we die once and then face judgment. That means after death, our eternal destiny is sealed, and there's no changing it. It's a pretty serious thought. There's no second chance after death, no way to undo the decision or make things right. The Bible makes it clear that hell is a permanent place for those who are judged and sent there. Once someone is condemned, that's it. There's no getting out. It underscores the finality of our choices and the importance of living in a way that honors God. This idea might feel a little unsettling, but it serves as a reminder that what we do in this life has lasting consequences. It's about making sure we're on the right path while we still have the chance, because once life is over, the decision is final. Hell and the justice of God. When we think about hell, it's easy to focus on the punishment part, but the Bible also talks about hell as part of God's justice. Romans 2:5-6 explains that God will judge everyone based on their actions, and that includes the consequences of sin. Hell is seen as a fair and just outcome for those who reject God and choose to live in ways that go against His will. The idea is that God's justice is perfect, and hell is a reflection of that. It's not about cruelty or unfairness, but about giving each person what they deserve based on their choices in life. Some people might struggle with the idea of hell, but it's portrayed as a necessary part of holding people accountable for their actions. God's righteousness means that no sin goes unpunished, and hell is a part of that justice system. At the end of the day, the existence of hell reminds us that our actions matter. The Bible teaches that we are responsible for the choices we make, and there are real consequences for those choices. So, as we've seen, the Bible has a lot to say about hell, and it's something we can't ignore. If you found this video helpful or thought-provoking, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Bunny Burrow for more content like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And if you have any questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.